Let's establish who is Iblis. What is his story? At the creation of man, God instructed all of the angels to bow down before Adam, which was his most magnificent creation. A human being, Iblis, refused to bow down. He claimed that he's more nobler because he was created from fire and human being was created from clay, which of course displayed his pride and arrogance, where he directly disobeyed God. Therefore, God instructed him out of paradise, but he actually seduced Adam to eat from the forbidden tree. He said that God doesn't want you to eat from this tree because you will become immortal. And our father Adam fell for the trick, as we all do. Now Iblis said, hey, I just lied to you. So then he promised God that I'm gonna prove to you that your creation is not gonna obey you and they will obey me. Iblis, the devil, Shaitan, will be thrown into hellfire. He knows that.
For Shaitan, he's been there since the beginning with Allah. So he said to him, hey man, I got time. Let me take care of them until the day of judgment. And then you can take me down into Gehenna, which is the hellfire. And I'll take down whoever is gonna follow me. And this is so simple, man. But from the day you are born until the day you die, he's there with you. You're never going to experience a day without Shaitan. If you do not control your temptations or desires, if you call it that way, then they'll bring the end of you. Because as a human being, you are either created or not created, but you are created with intellect, so you can decide, regardless of your desires, what to do. And if you choose to go with them, you're essentially enabling your animalistic, part of you to take over, which is good from time to time, I guess, but it's not the core being that you should be. Because if you think about it, what makes you different from animal then? And that is your intellect, that is your soul, that is your consciousness, right? Every day there are situations where you can fall short to Iblis, Shaitan, or your desires, whatever you want to call it. I'll give you an example. I was walking to a mosque actually a few days ago, and there was a bomb threat in the mall. So I had to go around the mall into a different street, and there was a blonde girl waiting there. She asked me actually, do you think there's a bomb threat here? And I said, I don't know, I'm not sure. And I still had my headphones in, and the guy who was talking to me was talking about Shaitan. So this is really, really crucial. That he comes in many forms. He attacks from the left and the right. He attacks from the back and the front. And the girl asked me, hey, I really like you. You look, really cool. Do you want to hang out? Do you want to go out? I'll give you my number. This is a blonde girl who's hot. And, my immediate reaction was, no thanks. Put my headphones in and just walked away. Just didn't even give her the attention. All you need is to second guess. All you need is to allow the being, the devil, the Shaitan, whatever you want to call it, your desire, to just have a feeling or just think about a scenario like that for a few seconds, and you're in trouble. So you have to cut it out in the beginning. But without faith, without God, or without something external from you, you'll never be able to do this.
You just need to deviate 1%, but over time, which Shaitan has, he has time. Over time, if you have a straight path, right? This is your goal, and this is the path, and you have to go like this. Let's say you deviate one degree from the path. It doesn't seem very, very problematic in the beginning. Just one degree. Just this one thing. But over time, over let's say 3 years, that 1 degree will result in something completely different. Think about the concept of short-term gratification versus long-term. Think about it in daily life. Let's say fitness, for example. We all know what we should be doing. We should be eating less carbs. We should be jogging. We should be exercising. And we should be eating right, getting some healthy sleep, maybe taking some supplements, and then you can build some real muscle. But yet we don't do that because we're lazy. We don't want the long-term gratification, which takes months or years to develop. Yet we prefer short-term gratification. Why do you want to eat the chocolate if you know you're intaking sugar, which then you have to burn? There's no way around this. But you want that chocolate in my mouth. This is Shaitan at his best. But it's not you who's thinking this. It's Shaitan giving you these ideas, and it's up to you if you decide to act on them. And all he needs is a small window of opportunity.
How can you fight your temptations? Tell me. So we need to understand, what does he want? Because for him, he already lost, right? But how do you feel when you transgress against yourself? Which, this can mean anything. Watch porn, do something that you know clearly is not good for you, yet you still do it, which means that something else is going on. Your will is too weak, right? You can't do it on your own. You need help, yet other people can't help you. And you see it in every religion. The more you constrict your desires, the more you constrict your animalistic side of yourself, the more closer you get to God, because the closer you are to your spirit and your soul and the being you are supposed to be. And, eventually the purpose of your life, which is to worship only one God. Very simple. I recently was about to board a tram in Prague. There's a ton of trams. And I saw these two homeless guys. And I am supposed to give charity, and every charity is a good deed, and the good deeds are what I'm collecting in this world. And basically, I saw a pizza shop, and I was able to, purchase 2 slices of pizza and give it to the homeless guys, or I was able to make my train on time. And Shaitan was telling me, like, hey man, why don't you just take the train? You can give charity later. You don't need this right now. Because what he's trying to do, he's trying to belittle every good deed that you do, because it doesn't have to be grandiose. You don't have to save 1 million people or give $1 million. You can give somebody a sip of water or hold door for an old lady. Maybe that good deed will save you on the day of judgment. And so for him, he's trying to block every good deed there is. So you have to realize this and stop it. So he's trying to belittle every good act you do. And I was thinking, like, hey, these slices of pizza are pretty expensive, I have to think about it differently. I have to think about it not in terms of like, hey, I've just lost, a couple of bucks. But I've gained something, not here, but in the hereafter. I've gained something on the scales on the day of judgment, and this is worth more than the entire world and what it contains. So you have to keep this in mind. If you don't have this theory in mind, this religion basically, then it's going to be difficult for you to justify, why should I be spending maybe 15 minutes more from my time on 2 homeless guys, and I'm not going to see a reward from it, and I don't even, they're not going to thank me, I'm not going to get thanks from this, and why should I do it? You're not doing it for the homeless guys. You're not doing it for the thanks. You're not doing it for the people who are gonna see you give them food and you're gonna feel like amazing. You shouldn't even share these things. It's daily. You should do this daily, and it is to build a habit of good deeds. And it's for Allah. This is for Allah. This is not for you. It's for your own survival on the day of judgment. You have to realize that you need help. Until you acknowledge that, well, it's gonna be pretty difficult for you out here. It changed my life. When I finally embraced it. Yes, I need help. First of all, you acknowledge you need help. Second of all, if you're not gonna follow Islam, talk to God. Talk to God. You don't know how to pray? Doesn't matter. Just get on your knees and tell the God, the one God, tell him your troubles, tell him what you need, and just vent. The reason you're doing this, especially if you're a man, is that you need somebody to vent your emotions to. And we feel vulnerable doing it to other friends or men in general. This doesn't work for us. So you need to vent to something higher. And that's God. This is why God is so important. He says in the Quran, use me. Talk to me whenever you have troubles. Allah's always open, 5 a.m., 12 a.m., midnight. Anytime you have something, Go on your knees and pray. You don't know how to pray, just pray how you're used to if you're a Christian, and that's all you need, and you'll see the difference. You don't need to listen to anything, just vent. Don't be that narrow-minded that just because you are an atheist or you don't believe in God, you're not gonna try it out. Try it out. If it doesn't work, hey, at least you tried. But just try it, man. You need this.
In the day of judgment, there's gonna be actually a sermon where Satan, Iblis, will get up because people will be blaming him for going astray, and people will be blaming him for going to hellfire. And he's gonna get up and give a sermon. That's why I resonate with Islam, because it's about constricting your desires. And I lived the life of desires. I've been through them. I've had almost all jahiliyyah, all experiences that you can have as a free person in this sick society. And it's not that fulfilling. You know, it's never that fulfilling. This is how I cope with these things. And it's the only thing that will help you. Follow God,